Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany. How are you? We do anything related to fiber arts, whether that be knitting vlogs, hauls, podcasts, reviews, and more. Anything related to knitting or fiber arts. And today is a yarn corner. If you guys are new or haven't been here before, I just talk about things that I finished, things that I've been working on, and things that I bought recently. Yeah, so let's get on with the video. You guys know one of my goals this year, or I guess all of my life, is to read more. And I just want to say thank you so much for Book of the Month for sponsoring this video. Kindly sent me one of their packages for the month of May. Yeah, so Book of the Month is really great because they help introduce new books to people like me. I have such a difficult time trying to find good and new books out, and it's a really nice way to promote new and emerging authors. So each month you have 5 books to choose from, and each month you'll receive it in the mail. You can skip 1 month if you want. They have just introduced audiobooks that you can also choose from between that or a hard copy book. I know us knitters, we love to be able to knit and read at the same time, so audiobooks are a great alternative. So I was able to choose 2 books for the month of May. This one is Paper Names by Tiffany Liew. I really appreciated that they featured a person of color for one of the authors. So this book is set in China and New York over 3 decades, and it follows 2 families in a story of love, identity, and the American experience. I'm really excited to read it. I also really like that each cover, each book has a Book of the Month stamp on it. And then I also chose this book. It's The Collected Regrets of Clover. So it's just about kind of this girl named Clover Brooks who has experienced death at an early age. She becomes a death doula. So she helps the final wishes of this old lady and goes on a road trip across the country, and she's forced to kind of examine what she wants and whether she has the courage to go after it. So I am really excited about these 2 books. I think they're really interesting topics to read at the moment. And yeah, aren't these just like the most beautiful covers you've ever seen? So I highly recommend. I actually have a code for a limited time. You could use the code FLOWERS. You can get your first book for just $5. So definitely go and check it out. Today I am just wearing, I know I haven't brought this guy out in a really long time, but this is the Holiday Slipover by PetiteKnit. I knitted this with I don't even know. I'm so sorry guys. This is a knit crate yarn. It's kind of like a chain net. Like an Aran weight chainette, and I did a single strand of Drops Kid Silk Mohair in beige, and I got it for one of the knit crate months, and it was just enough to make this guy, and I think it's really good. Basic. I've always wanted to make a cream version, but I never got the chance because I have this one, so it just seems kind of extra. This was also one of the first patterns that I got and made. I made like a dark gray with some like unraveled yarn, and then I remade it into this, and this is like my favorite thing. I don't love the collar. I had to redo it so many times because like it's kind of, if I made it too tight, then it's really hard to put over my head, but then if it's loose, the shape is weird. So I'm thinking, I mean, I'm not going to redo it, but it would be a dream if I could double fold, because I think this was one of her earlier patterns and it doesn't have one of those, but the arms are just gorgeous. It's like everything. Okay, so first, finished things. There aren't a lot of finished things, but there are a lot of, I guess, stuff that I've started and I'm making good progress. But I did end up finishing this guy. This is the Weekend Hat by PetiteKnit. I was itching to make this one so bad I even blocked it because I was so in love. I knitted this with the Knitting for Olive heavy merino that I got. I used 1 strand of mohair as well, and it just is the most prettiest little hat you've ever did see. It's 3 folded. Look the length of my tippy finger to like my elbow. It's so long. It's actually such a long knit, but it was really fun. I really enjoyed the heavy merino. It is a good one. I feel like it is definitely on my list to make like a sweater or something bigger with it. It blocked beautifully. Like I was kind of worried about, I don't know, the ribbing, but it is quite beautiful on. It's just the right amount. It is just like the right amount of chunky. I love the added mohair fuzz, but it's also really nice to just go by itself. I feel like I'll be definitely making more versions of these. Like I think I'm gonna make, I have the Stockholm hat. I think I'm gonna make that, but I'll make it with the same brim as this and then just have like a different shaping around the top, and I think that'll make quite a nice, I don't know, difference so I don't have the same hat over and over again. But I do need more colors. Like, I'm itching to make like a beige, a really bright color, maybe. No, I was gonna say another gray, but I think that'd be too wild for me. But yes, very nice, and we love so much. I cannot get over how nice the knitting for Olive was. Okay, next, this guy, I finally was able to add a lining, so it's finally a finished piece, but it might look a little wonky. But this is my little pouch. So this is the typical pouch. I made it, and I'm going to hopefully be able to write a little pattern for the Patreons, and it's going to come with the pouch as well. So if you want to have kind of like a matching set, you can, and it's so adorable. I love it so much. I feel like this is my go-to little bag for knitting. Like, it fits quite a lot of skeins in here, and you can fit your projects. If you have something that's maybe not like a sweater quantity, but a little bit less than that. And it's really nice to kind of just put, when you're, like, I was in a cafe the other day, and I just had this out, and it was so, like, it felt good. I was like, I'm really living life here with my coffee. So that is her, and we love her. This is knit with my alpaca boucle base that will be hopefully coming out soon, but probably after my trip. And when I come back, it's just, there's too many things going on right now. I just don't have the time for it yet, but hopefully in June you can get it, and I can have it all written up and stuff and send these and have these. It's so cute. And the lining inside is also just my favorite. But I do worry about having to write a sewing pattern. I've never written one before. I don't know how it will translate. Like, sure, you can write something, but I think it's different writing something versus someone understanding what you're saying. So I pray. It's a gorgeous pouch, and I love her. She would also be good for, like, if you had a lot of makeup. You can put all your makeup in here and you'd be fine. That's kind of it for finished pieces. I don't really have too much more. I guess this is almost finished because I did block it. But if you've been following along with the Agnete Cal, I have finally, I've gotten, I don't know what I showed you last in this Yarn Corner series, but these are the two arms. And we're pretty much almost done. So we're having a little bit issue on the stream. I figured out that I actually made a mistake. So on her description of the pattern, for some reason, you split off at the ribbing, and you only knit the ribbing, and you don't continue on with the button band. So you actually have to pick up stitches and then do it kind of like you would have done the champagne cardigan. I don't know why she did this, because you could have technically just continued knitting on with the button band. If you're knitting this pattern, you could do it. I don't think there was any difference at all when I was doing it, but I wanted to stick to the pattern because I was afraid that something was different. So in the pattern, it says from the top of the buttonhole, knit 4 centimeters. This is the buttonhole. This is the last buttonhole. This is the top because of the way it's oriented. But if you're knitting it, I guess technically this is the top, like the other side. This is the second to last buttonhole. So I measured 4 centimeters from the top of the buttonhole until you started the ribbing, okay? But then when I measured it out, like the distance between each buttonhole and like band, it wasn't the equivalent of what I would have had to finish at the end, if that makes, I don't think any of this makes sense if you didn't have the pattern. Math for my 4 centimeter here didn't add up. And so I was freaking out because that would have meant that I would have had to rip out all of my ribbing and then add 2 more centimeters of brioche. But I couldn't decide, and I asked the stream. So people were telling me to block it like halfway. So I kind of just, I put this on a, on just like a plastic tube. Like, I left the whip on the plastic tube. I blocked it, measured it to make sure that the look of it was okay. And I didn't have to frog anything because I would have been really sad. I knit about like 6 centimeters of the ribbing, and if like, I would have to have ripped that all back. So I ended up blocking it, tried it on, it looked great. I ended up just adding a little bit more ribbing. I ended up just adding a little bit more ribbing versus brioche, and then I continued on. And I'm almost done. I'm leaving this for Thursday, so I'm going to be doing this for the last typical cal and then just finishing off on the Thursday, and then we'll be starting a new cal. So I am pretty excited about starting a new cal. I haven't decided on what we're going to do yet. Everyone was saying how we should start kind of doing either an abandoned whip cal, so we're forced to work on one whip that we just have abandoned for such a long time, and you know, this will force us to work on something that we don't want to. I think that's a really good incentive for us to all do it together. Or I might do either like the breeze bag or the pebble top. I don't know yet. That's what people were suggesting. I think that'd be really cool and really easy. So maybe those can be like in between pieces while we do that. But I'll decide that and we'll start it back up in June. So that is really exciting. I'm really happy about it. I think it turned out really great. This guy is so loose and baggy. When I first tried it on, like it was right to my skin, like here. Like honestly, I was so afraid that I knitted the wrong size because I'm usually a small in all of PetiteKnit patterns, and I was, you know, kind of second guessing, like, should I have knit the medium? Was this a mistake? Am I gonna have to give this away because it doesn't fit me really nice? But it all turned out. Just believe in your brioche. But I did really stretch it. Like I stretched this guy like crazy, stretched it crazy like here, stretched it like wide, length, everything. Just like stretched it a little bit more than I would for normal blocking. And I think it turned out great. And it gives it kind of a looser, kind of more, lived in effect. So I just knitted this with One Strand Sunday by Sunnis Garn in, I guess they're light gray, and then just a random color marked mohair. So we love that. And I have leftover. Like I have about this much left on the cone. So not too sure what I'll do with it, but it doesn't look like quite enough for like a big scale piece. Okay, so I mentioned that I was doing the test knit for the Clematis sweater. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I know I'm saying it wrong all the time, but I have been really excited about this guy. It has been it's been such a joy to knit up, like honestly. But I'm not finished. I'm not finished, so I think I actually will have to bring this on my Europe trip because I do want to get it done before the deadline. But this is how it looks like. Oh my gosh. This looks atrocious. But this is the body. Like I'm almost done the body. I knitted this in a medium. And I think it'll be kind of like the perfect size for me. Hopefully. I pray. But again, I haven't blocked this, so I also don't really know. But yeah, I only have about, I think, a couple more centimeters and then the ribbing, and then I'm done the body. And I really want to get kind of the buttons already and stuff before I do the arms, just so I can see that the fit is nice. But yeah, it just creates this really nice diagonal. This mohair is so nice with this combination. I feel like it will block up just really perfectly. Thank you so much, Emma Knits. Like this test knit was sponsored, so all the yarn was gifted, and I feel so lucky to have been chosen for the test knit. I'm knitting this with BC Garn Sewrella. It is, I think, in the most natural color. That's not helpful to me. It's just 100% wool. It's 160 meters for 50 grams. I have never tried BC Garn before, but I see it everywhere. I see all the local yarn stores have it, and I've never once picked it up. I guess I just have never seen anyone really use it. So having picked it up, it makes me want to try more things because it is actually really nice. It's kind of just like the most perfect sport weight you could ever ask for. And then the mohair is Kremke. I'm saying this wrong. Silky Kid Soul Wool. It is 72% mohair. And why don't you tell me the other percent? It's obviously silk, but don't know the percentage. So I just got them in the most, like the literal whitest color, but not the bleached white. It's like the natural white. This is how it is. I actually didn't realize, but it's connected on here. Like I thought it was just going to be like a normal cardigan, but it's like just a full sweater. I guess it ensures that it stays up because I can't imagine such a little piece staying up there. I really like that construction, but I also feel like it prevents it it doesn't allow you to wear it open. Like, you have to wear it closed. But I also think that's the look. So I think that's ultimately fine. So we actually knit this up really quick. It's on 4.5 millimeters. So I think it's a really, it's really mindless knit as well. I found that I find that I haven't gotten sick of it yet. Even though I've just worked the body, usually I'll always start the sleeves before I ever finish the body. But for some reason, I'm like so determined to finish this body before even starting the sleeves. And I think that's really interesting. I don't know what she's doing to me, but we love it. Okay, so you guys know I started the Elisabeth blouse. I have been dying to make this guy, and we've made quite a lot of progress. I don't know how, but I think it's the cashmere. So the cashmere is so nice to knit up with. It is the Nordic yarn eco cashmere in the fingering weight, but I don't know, I can't really show this guy good either. It's so hard showing it, but this is kind of how it looks like. It's you can see the shape is forming, so I don't really mind at all. I'm knitting this in kind of like a hybrid small/medium. I don't know, I just felt like the small was going to be too small, so I just added an extra increase row and then added like the medium size amount of stitches on the bottom. So it should only really make the body bigger and then the arm slightly bigger. And I really pray that it was a good decision, because I'm afraid that I don't have enough yarn. So I'm really playing yarn chicken with this guy. Even though I'm still not really even anywhere, but this is 2 skeins. So I have 5. So I feel like 3 can get me there. We'll pray. But yeah, again, really liked the construction of this V. I don't know, it's just done really well. Knitting it over the other. The double knitting was fun. I think the collar's gonna look really cool. We just have good hopes. And I really do like how the Nordic yarn is working up. It makes me want to buy more, and I think I will. I just have to make a purchase for my supplier. But I don't know, there's nothing much more to say. I just wish I could try it on. I mean, I could, but like, I don't know. I'm not one to try them on until it's like almost done. So I don't know. Again, I don't know whether I should bring this on my trip too. It's just like so much debating, so much trying to figure out like what to bring, what to keep. Cause it's like, these knits aren't going to be touched for like a month, and that makes me so sad. So I might have to like get my mother to help me out and just like give her some like really easy stuff to knit up, just like a good stockinette to keep these knits alive, you know? A little bit more progress. I think in the last yarn corner, I was like, I'm going to talk about this so then it forces me to knit it up more. And I did, but I stopped. So that's on me. This is my Noro cardigan. This is my babe. So I actually did get the full body done and did. It's so pretty, this color. I live for it. It is so beautiful. It is Viola Takahashi, and I'm holding it with one Mayfeather kid silk mohair. I'm afraid I don't have enough Viola, so I might have to use a 3rd skein, which is kind of worrisome, but I pray we can at least get most of this done. The reason I stopped was because I think I didn't pick up enough. I didn't pick enough stitches for the arm, so I think I'm gonna have to redo it, and I'm kind of too lazy to do it. So it's really pretty. Oh yeah, and then I ended up doing one button band, but I think I'm gonna undo this and make it bigger because it doesn't look big enough. I don't know. Do you see this? It needs to be a little chonkier. I need it to be chonky. So I love this guy. I think this also would be great as like a sweater. Like, stop. It would be so beautiful. So maybe one day, but this has to be a cardigan. And I'm really happy. This guy knits up so fast because it's on 6 millimeters, and I can't bring it on the trip because it's just way too big, but it will hopefully be done eventually. Okay, then just a couple more quickies. We just started this on the stream, but this is the poppy tee. So I'm making this in Nordic yarn as well with the cashmere. Like if you've seen like previous yarn corners, I bought a couple different colors, and I just again wanted to treat myself to some beautiful cashmere. But yeah, it's black. I can't really show you very much. This doesn't show anything at all. It was also really hard to look at when I was knitting. But yeah, I'm doing the arm. It's a different construction. Like I've never seen this construction before, so I'm quite curious to see how the yoke is worked, because it's quite a short back portion. Usually the back portions you knit all the way till the armhole. This is just like right here. So I think there's going to be some sort of increasing kind of moment happening for the shoulders, kind of like what you would do for like a saddle shoulder. I feel like it's very similar, but like again, you're picking up stitches, so it's kind of like a drop shoulder. I'm very interested to see how it comes up, but I, again, love the construction. I think it's very similar to the lion. I don't think I'm saying that right either. The lion sweater. I saw someone doing it in mohair, and I kind of like, we have a tiny crush on it. We're not fully in love yet. Tiny crush. But I was debating starting this or starting the Friday tee, and this one we pulled it. This guy beat out, so we're gonna knit this one first. But I do really want to make the Friday tee. But then if I make the Friday tee in like a cream with black stripes, then how can I make the lion sweater with the same striping? It just seems like it would be too much of that stripe. So I'm on the fence, as you can see. I think this is like my last whip to show, hopefully. This, I don't even know what to say. I was kind of feeling like I wanted to make sets. So you guys know how I was talking about my set obsession for the spring and summer knitting plans. And I kind of just wanted to make a set like for the brand, for my brand, I guess. And I wanted to challenge myself. I thought it would be really cool to try something like a Marled effect. I feel like the melange sweater is a little bit too melange. It's just like it's too intense for my eyes, so I wanted to do something a little bit more gentler. So I am trying to do, this is just like a drop shoulder currently, but I feel like this kind of Marled effect is more my style. Like it's very much like you can see it's mostly white, but there are like slight little details of just, you know, the navy in here. So I'm using one strand of my Eco Sport. I haven't released this Eco set, but it's one of my bases, and I just thought to try it out, and I'm just using I'm using one strand of this like mohair strand. I don't even know. I bought it because it was on Color Mart, and they were doing like a set for like 300, and I was like, okay, might as well get more mohair. But it's kind of too thick to be a lace mohair. Like, yes, it is lace, but it's like an actual strand. Like, it's not really something you would add as an accent. And then just like a fingering lace weight, kind of like a really dark navy that again was a part of the mystery sets that I got from Color Mart, and it came with so much that I feel like this would look so beautiful as kind of like, think like a tank top, I-cord, high neck, like halter almost, and then think like a midi skirt, I-cord. I pray. I pray that it works out. But I really do I love how this feels, and I love knitting this up. So I do hope that this works out. Like, I feel like I'm, for some reason, like taking a chance with this guy. But it looks nice. I feel like it looks really classy. I don't know. I'm really into like the Sophie Richie kind of like vibe right now. I feel like everyone is so into her within like the last week or so. So I don't know. I just feel like this would be classy, and I don't know why. But this hasn't gotten a lot of love because I think, as you can see, I have a lot of whips going on, and that is not good. But I can't stop. It's so bad. So I just want to talk about this yarn that I got. It's from Noro. It's from Noro. I'm hoping to sell this on the shop in the future, but I just wanted to test them out first. So this is Noro Asaginu. It is literally the prettiest thing you've ever seen. I got it in the colors 15, 1, and I don't know what this name is, but it's the black. I don't know. It is so interesting. I've never like seen anything like this, and I just thought the colors were really basic and really just classy. It's 69% linen. Okay, hear me out. 30% paper and 1% polyamide. So I personally don't know how this is worked up. You really cannot wash these. These are not washable. I think they don't even tell you to steam it. You just live with what you have with this one. And so I feel like these would be great for like kind of straw hats in the summer bags, just the perfect kind of summer accessory. And I think these would be such a challenge to work with, and I really want to challenge myself. And it's Noro. So like I can't complain, they're so beautiful. So I did end up knitting like a little swatch. It's not really anything, but I knitted it on 3mm. It's kind of looking like this. It kind of looks like a chain link fence almost. I don't even know how to explain it, but I love it. I think it's gonna look so cool. It's really thin. It's very like paperish, but also more malleable, like a linen. So I think it's like the base is exactly how you would think it would feel. Like think a linen, think a little scratcher like a paper, think you're knitting on something that's, kind of odd, but it works. I think it works really well. And I think like it's quite stretchy, and I don't feel like it would ever really break. I saw a couple projects on Ravelry, and people are making like shawls with it, which is like insane to me, but I love it. It's so cool, and I think it's so great for the summer. It comes with 140 meters for 40 grams. I hope that's enough. I feel like with crochet it'd probably be a little much to have to buy a lot of these, so I'm gonna try to make knitting patterns, because of course like knitting takes less yarn, so I feel like you could probably get away with like 1 or 2 and be like really good. But yeah, I think it's really fun, and I tried to get into raffia. Like I really wanted to knit more with that, or like crochet more with it, but I don't know, it just like wasn't really working out for me. And so I don't know, what more can I say about how this lovely little weird little ball of yarn I have. I love you. I mean, yeah, it's kind of really holy right there, but I feel like it does come with a lot, and since it's so holy, like I feel like you can actually do quite a lot with the yarn. Please, knitting gods, please let me make something very beautiful. Please and thank you. So lastly, we got some more yarn. I am so sorry, wallet, but you really had to be used. It's because Twisted Pearl Studios is a yarn store here in BC, and they were doing a promo with knee knits. Someone told me this on, I think, one of the streams, and thank you, girl. I'm reaching out to you and saying thank you, because they're doing 30% off. Like, you never see 30% off anywhere, and I just thought, why not support locally? So definitely go check them out. They do have a lot of yarns I've just like that I never really thought that I could find here in like Canada, so it was really cool picking it all up. First thing I got is BC Garn. So this is BC Garn Sewrella Melange. I don't know why it's melange, but it is melange. This is just the black. It is a very basic black hank, but I bought a lot of them. We bought 7 because I think this would be really nice for just like a black sweater. I have been wanting to make more black things because every time I go and like want to change, I always think, oh, like a black sweater would look amazing with this, and then I'm like, oh wait, we haven't knit a black sweater, or like a black cardigan, you know, kind of like that. I just would like something basic that I can just like throw on and just be really content and comfortable in. So this is 100% wool. It's 175 meters for 50 grams. So I think it's just perfect enough for a sweater. And again, these guys were on sale, like originally in the store. They were $12, and then I got an extra 30% off. These guys like retail for like $16 or I don't know. Actually don't know what they retail for, but they retail for more. So I just thought it was such a good deal. Okay. We cannot miss a deal. It's so bad. I need to calm myself down. And then next, again, oh my gosh, they had Opal. So I have always wanted to try Opal. I've heard not many things. I've heard maybe a couple things, a couple birds or whispers in the knitting community about Opal, and I really wanted to try it. I've seen it at, there was a yarn store in Kelowna that I went that had it, but it's like $30, which isn't like necessarily like the most expensive you've seen for sock yarn, but for like a solid, I was kind of like, what's so special about you? You know, what do you have to offer me? So this guy is so cool. It's 75% virgin wool, 25% polyamide. It's 100 grams. This guy usually retails for like $30. I got it. It was on sale, $15.75 plus another 30%. I just couldn't not pick it up. I don't know. So I just got the basic white. I didn't want to go too crazy with it. I feel like I want to, like, I feel like with socks, I just really want to stay basic and true. I don't know why, but at the beginning of my sock buying journey, I was like, I'm not going to buy any repeats of any colors. And that kind of stuck with me. So I only bought one pure white and then one cream white. And then I was like, I'm not, like, I have no time. I'm going to knit all these crazy, like, variegated, like, hand-dyed yarn kind of socks. So I just thought to myself, you know what? Let's stay true. Let's stay basic. This would be really nice. If I could split this into two and make 2 pairs of socks. Ambitious queen here. Let's see how many. Doesn't tell me how many meters is in here. Or it does. I don't know. It's in German. I think it's in German. I can't really tell. But yeah, I am excited about this, and I think it'd be just a really basic yarn. I'm excited to try it out. We're here to try all the sock yarns and to rate them all and to love them all. And then we went crazy on sock yarn. I know, like the Opal was crazy, but we really did go crazy. So I bought a couple socks. So I have been meaning to try the Lang Jawool. Is that how you say it? I don't know. But I have never seen this like in person. I've only really heard about it and seen people use it on Instagram. And so I just thought, why not try it? That would be really cool if we could try it because it's here and it's on sale. 30% off. You girl could not refuse. It kind of looks exactly like Filicolana Arwetta, so I think that's what really sold me on these guys, because I was kind of like, oh my gosh, I loved the Arwetta. Like I used up all my Arwetta, and just to be able to, you know, have this one, I think is really interesting. Also, I'm noticing that there's something hard inside this, and I'm kind of concerned. What is this? What is that? Is this supposed to be in here? Oh my gosh. Is this for like weaving purposes? Weaving in, like if the sock needs mending, I have leftover. Is this what this is for? Wait, that's so nice. Wait, that's so cheap for what it is. That's so cool. Like, because this yarn, I was gonna say maybe looks a little thinner. Yeah, like it looks a little thinner than the fingering weight. So, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay then. Jawool here. You're amazing. So, this is 75% virgin wool, 25% polyamide. It is very good. I wonder if this is superwash. Doesn't really say. But yeah, so I got 4 different colors. This is just their classic black. I got 8 of them. I don't know why. I think in my mind, I was kind of like, I wanted to make the thin set with these. Like I could make like a ton of black socks because I have like, cause like before I was hand knitting, all I have is really like long black socks and I wear those guys to death. So I feel like having like a really nice, good amount of pairs of like black socks would just be, you know, really essential in the wardrobe. But I could also just make the thin set and I think that would also be really nice, but I don't know if black would be the way to go. Like I'm afraid black would be a little bit too black, and I feel like the charcoal that she uses is like the perfect color. So again, we're on the fence, but we have 8, and you know, maybe we don't even do that. Maybe we use this for absolutely something else, and that's totally fine because she's a classic, and I feel like having the polyamide in there just makes it more durable and more easy to use, and they each have a spool in them, which is wild. Next one is, I don't know the color. It says 2164. Are they all different? Yeah, 20103 and 2162. Yeah, so the 3 colors I got were Otter, Brown Dirt, and Vintage Barn. I don't know, they're quite, again, basic. I'm looking for them classics. Again, I don't, like, I like having different colors of different socks. I think it's just like fun, but I wanted to keep it kind of neutral. So again, we got this really nice brown. I don't have any brown socks, but I recently just got these really nice burgundy loafers from my local thrift store, and it just does not match with any black socks I have. So I do need to get some kind of more browns and beiges. So this beige, again, I don't have something like this for a sock. I think it would be really nice, really classy, and I could make some 52 weeks of socks with them. And then just a darker charcoal, because I have like a medium charcoal and I want a light gray, and I think will be good for like the gray collection. So yeah, just those guys. Yeah, so that's kind of the end of the video. I know this guy was shorter than my normal yarn corners, but there wasn't much. Like, I guess there was a lot of knitting and maybe not a lot of, there was just like a lot of new things that I had started, but nothing, I guess, that I've, you know, bought a lot of. So, you know, that's good. I like, you know, finishing and starting up new pieces. I will be going to Europe in May, so I don't think that there will be a, I don't know, I guess we'll see. I don't know if there is going to be a yarn corner for the month of May because I will be like fully traveling. I think I'll maybe be knitting a bunch and maybe like a yarn haul, but I feel like I'm not too sure how I want to organize everything. So I'm not too sure how I want to do it. I want to either do it kind of like I show all of the yarns that I bought in my Europe trip like in one video and then do kind of vlogs separately, or maybe do like each country, be like, this is like, look at all the yarn stores I went to, and like tell you guys all the stuff I bought in those specific countries. So I'm not too sure how I want to break it up. I think it really just depends on how I film anything, if I film anything. But yeah, I will hopefully have some pre-filmed videos like coming up after this, and I hope you guys, you know, can still enjoy, because there won't be any streams for the month of May. I know I love the streams, and I'm really sad I won't be able to be there with you guys. If you want to know like the most up-to-date things that I'm doing, definitely go follow my Instagram. I will hopefully be posting a lot of stories on there, and hopefully be posting a little bit more on Patreon just to maybe update a little bit more personally. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys don't know, we're on Instagram, we have the Patreon, you can join the Discord, which is free, and we post to YouTube sometimes. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and push the notification bell if you want to be notified when I post videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.